Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I'll do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Same us for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
Welcome everyone to the show. I'm your host, Don Vic. What's up? What's up? This is a place where you find new talent, new faces, upcoming stars here live on the show all the time. What's up? What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about boxing. Woo, boy. Boxing, it's all over social media, internet, you name it. You know, this Canelo and Edgar fight, it's all over the internet, and I want to talk about it. But before I do, I want to thank everybody that tunes in and show the love. And congratulations to my good friend Bree Burke, model, actress, singer. She does it all. She will be in New York for New York Fashion Week on September 7th. We're trying to pull up on the 7th. So big shout out to her and congratulations to her as well. Also, September 28th, with my brother Hazel Roche, the Latin lover, will be fighting in Atlantic City on September 28th. So make sure you guys get your tickets. Tune in, because it's going down. Okay? Big shout out to TKM, my man Avi and his whole team, Joe, Kelly White, Chad, everybody that's part of that team. Okay. All right. Also, big shout out to everyone out there that's putting in the work. Everybody out there that's following their dreams. Big shout out to you guys. You already know the vibes. All right, so we here. Also, big shout out to the Donnie Hall show. So I got to show my brother some love. Donnie Hall, you know, great guy, has his own talk show. Be bringing in all types of people, boxers, celebrity boxers. Good friend of mine. Also, big shout out to the other talk show host, my brother Mike Wagner, a great guy, as well. Had a great talk show. Bev Moore, as well. Big shout out to her. Big shout out to Easy Way as well. Man, so many people. And big shout out to all the countries out there that tune in and watch the show and show me the love. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Okay, so, you know, I don't know about you guys, but, you know, it's been going all through social media. This big fight happening in Las Vegas on the 14th of September with Edgar and Canelo. You know, it's going to be a great fight. What's up, Carol? What's up, mama? Thank you for tuning in. You know the vibes. So, you know, it's been going on through social media, and there's a lot of people jumping off the bandwagon, you know, with Edgar. And you know, the one thing that bothers me, right, and I'm going to say it because it is what it is, right? Edgar was born in New York, but he's Puerto Rican. His mother's Puerto Rican and his father's Puerto Rican, you know. And so there's a you know, some Puerto Ricans saying that he's not Puerto Rican because he wasn't born in Puerto Rico. Well, shoot. If your mother's Puerto Rican and your father's Puerto Rican, don't matter if you're born in Pluto, you're Puerto Rican. You don't have to be born in Puerto Rico to be Puerto Rican. You know, that just states that's where you was born. You know, so I just don't understand why my people are going back and forth with this. Oh, you're not Puerto Rican because you was born in Boston or you was born in New York. You're not Puerto Rican. Well, shit. My mother's Puerto Rican. My father's Puerto Rican. I speak Spanish. You know, my blood runs Puerto Rican. So how am I not Puerto Rican? You know, you guys need to stop that. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I just think that people just jealous that, you know, the guy's from New York. He got that swag. He speaks 2 languages. You know, he's a good looking dude, you know, and he's up for a big fight. You know, I love Canelo too. You know, I always been a big fan of Canelo, you know, but, you know, he's fighting one of my peoples now. So I can't jump the bandwagon, you know, and not root for Edgar, you know. That's my man, you know, that's my people. So I regardless of him winning or losing, I still got to stick with him, you know, because he's representing my people, you know. But I like Canelo too. You know, I like the Mexican people. I think they're great people, you know, but this is a fight against Mexico and Puerto Rico. So I got to stick to my people, regardless of Edgar winning or losing, right? I gotta vote for Edgar. Okay. And I think, you know, it's going to be a tough fight for Edgar because Canelo is very talented, got a lot of experience in that ring, fought great fighters, you know, and stood his own. And he's the champ. He got several belts. Edgar, on the other hand, and this is just my opinion, Edgar, on the other hand, is a younger fighter. He's hungry. He has 22 fights, 16 of them by knockouts. He has power, you know, and he's very ambitious. You know, so it's going to be a close fight. And you know, my money's on Edgar, win or lose. You know, I just got to stick with Edgar. You know, even though I love Canelo, I've been watching him all my life, and I'm a fan of him too. I'm not going to say I'm not a fan of Canelo, because I am. I think he's a great fighter, but you know, now he's fighting one of mine, so I got to go for mine, right? You got to stick with your people, right? So, you know, the thing that, you know, just really irritated me was that, you know, people were just saying that my people in Puerto Rico were saying that, you know, he is not, you know, Puerto Rican because he wasn't born in Puerto Rico. And that doesn't matter, man. If your parents are Puerto Rican, both parents are Puerto Rican, you're Puerto Rican. I don't care. Like I said, if he was born in Mars and Pluto, if your blood pumping Puerto Rican, you're Puerto Rican. I don't care if you can't even speak the language, but if both of your parents are Puerto Rican, you're Puerto Rican. Okay? You don't have to be born in Puerto Rico to be Puerto Rican. I mean, they just don't make any sense. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing that, you know, had me a little moved. Yeah, I agree. You know, I just think they're jealous because, you know, he's from New York. He's a good looking kid. He's Puerto Rican, and you know, I'm not sure if he ever lived in Puerto Rico, been to Puerto Rico, but it don't matter. You know, his parents. That's like me saying, Carol. I don't know if you're Irish or Italian, whatever your race is, but let's just say you was Italian, and I say, oh, you're not Italian because you wasn't born in Italy, but your parents, your mother's Italian, your father's Italian, your uncle's Italian, your aunt's Italian, your whole family's Italian, okay? But because you wasn't born in Italy, you're not Italian. Now does that make sense to you? Please, does it make sense to you? I don't get my people. You know, I don't get it. You know, now I can see if you had different parents, if you was like Italian and Russian, now you got two bloods mixed, so you're not completely Italian. You know, you're mixed. So I can see them saying, "Oh, you're not fully Italian because you're mixed." That I can see, and I'll buy that. But when you're full blown Italian or Irish or German or Russian or Puerto Rican or black or whatever or African American, you can't tell me you're not. You know, I just don't get it. So that was my beef with my people. Like, I don't understand it. And a lot of them are going for the other fighter, Canelo. You know, and everybody has a choice to go to pick whoever they want, you know, for this fight. That's fine, you know, but don't sit here and say, "What's up, mama?" Big shout out to Nancy in the building. What's up? You know, but don't sit here and say that Edgar Berlanga is not Puerto Rican because he wasn't born in Puerto Rico. That's all bullcrap. That's the haters in Puerto Rico saying that. Okay, that's just it, because, you know, you can't tell me I'm not Puerto Rican. I wasn't born in Puerto Rico. I was born here in the States, right? But my mama's Puerto Rican, my father's Puerto Rican, my sister's my whole family is Puerto Rican. So how you gonna tell me I'm not Puerto Rican because I wasn't born in the island? Please, like, get educated, get some knowledge, kid. Okay, like, really. What's up, T-Bone in the building? What's up, my man T-Bone in the house? What up, baby? You see what I'm saying? And you're not even Puerto Rican, but you got common sense. You know that. Right. So I just think there's some jealous people going on there, you know. And then we had this other fighter, I forgot his name, saying that he's Mexican. The other guy was saying that he feels like he's more Puerto Rican because he lived in Puerto Rico for 6 years, you know, trying to talk down to Berlanga. Bro, even if you lived in Puerto Rico for 20 years, you might feel like you're Puerto Rican, but you're not Puerto Rican. You're Mexican. So get it right, bro. And stop trying to, you know, down talk to my brother Edgar Berlanga, you know. Yes. Yes, Nancy. I like that one, Nancy. That was good. I like that. That was good. That was good. IG, what's up? My brother IG in the building. Yeah, right? I agree. My man D Hall. I'm glad you're here, D Hall. I sent you shout out, but D Hall, you my man. I'm glad you're here because you know boxing, you talk boxing, and you bring boxers to your show. Now, I'm talking about the Canelo and Berlanga fight. Now, you know, it's gonna be a good fight, and you give me your opinion on who you go for and why. Okay. But before that, I just want to say that I'm a big fan of Canelo's. I am. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I always watch this fight. I think he's a great fighter, right? I think he has the experience. I think he has the IQ and the power to maybe win this fight. Okay. Now, Edgar, on the other hand, is ambitious, is hungry. He's much younger than Canelo, so the stamina can be much more than Canelo's. He's 22 with 16 knockouts. A lot of people are saying that he's not ready for the fight, that this, you know, Canelo picked this fight because he thinks it's an easy fight. No fight is an easy fight, in my opinion, right? Because when you're getting punched in the face, that hurt, okay? Especially from professionals. So it's definitely going to be in the books. This fight's going to be definitely in the books. Now, De La Hoya's is been talking trash about Edgar Bargaza, about Edgar, you know, saying that he's not Puerto Rican because he's lived there in Puerto Rico for 6 years and he feels like he's more Puerto Rican than Edgar. Now that's a smack in the face. You know, boy, you Mexican, okay? Like I said earlier, you're Mexican. You can live in Puerto Rico for 20 years. You still will be Mexican. You won't be Puerto Rican. So stop trying to say that you feel like you're more Puerto Rican than he is, because you're not. That's not your blood running. Puerto Rican is not running through your blood, okay? So let's get that fact straight. Okay, cool. Yeah, man, 100%, baby. 100%, T-Bone. I'm Puerto Rican, and I was born here in the States, and I'm still Puerto Rican. I don't have to, that's the thing, T-Bone, with my people, and my people be going back and forth with us all the time. My people from Puerto Rico, and I love my people from PR. They're my brothers and sisters. I don't care where they born. If they're born in space and their mother's Puerto Rican and their father's Puerto Rican, they're Puerto Rican, they're my brothers, But this thing going on with Puerto Ricans that are born in Puerto Rico and us New York Ricans that are born here, that we're not true Puerto Ricans because we're not born in Puerto Rico. And I don't think that matters at all. Not at all. Because like I said, if your parents are both from the same race, regardless of where you're born, Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, Earth, wherever you were born, if that's your blood pumping through your vein, that's who you are. You know what I'm saying? So, born in Puerto Rico or not, Edgar Berlanga is Puerto Rican. Now, are you guys jealous because he's a New York Rican and he got the swag and he speaks English? You know what I'm saying? And he is who he is. Then I can see that. But to sit here and tell this brother that he's not Puerto Rican because he wasn't born in Puerto Rico, that doesn't make any sense to me. Thank you, Downey. That's like me saying Donnie Hall ain't African American because he wasn't, born in Africa or whatever. It don't matter if his ancestors come from there and his blood comes from there. That's who he is. He's African American. That's his homeland. Just because he was born here don't mean he's not part of Africa. Like, come on, people. Is anybody getting educated? So Donnie, my question to you now is, hold on a second. Donnie, are you on the show live? I can probably send you a thing and we can talk about this. Hold on a second. Let me give me a second. Let me see if I can send Donnie a link so he can tap in and we can talk about this real quick. Hold on, Donnie. Give me 1 second. I wanna see if I can send you this link. You here? Let me see. Okay, Donnie, I'm sending you a link, bro. If you can make it, fine. If you can't make it, that's fine too. So so that's my thing, man. Exactly. When they get in the ring, we should all see who is the best of the best. you know. So, hey, Carrie, what's up, mama? Yes, me too. You know, I listen, T, right? I'm a team player, right? But I love Canelo. I love my Mexican people. I think they're great and they're great fighters. One of the best fighters, you know, is it's Mexican people, Mexican boxers, you know, and I like Canelo, but he's fighting one of my people. So I gotta go on my side. Win or lose, I gotta support my man, Edgar. You know what I'm saying? Even though I like Carnelo. But you know, this is Mexico against Puerto Rico. I can't I can't turn my back on my people. Regardless, even if I think Carnelo might win the fight, I'm not gonna jump ship. I gotta stick with my man, win or lose. He's gotta go in there and put up a fight. Right? And that's just the bottom line. That's right. Exactly, Donnie. And that's my, you know, so I when I see this, I listen, it's sad to me, Donnie, that you know my people are gonna sit there and say that. You know, that's sad. You know, that's ignorance. How can you tell a person that you're not of that race because you wasn't born in the country? But yet, but yet that runs through your blood. Your parents come from that bloodline. That's in your mother and your father's bloodline, you know, and it's in your bloodline, but you wasn't born there, but that's who you are, you know. So that's why I don't get mad, upset at my people when they start saying that Malanga, oh, you're not Puerto Rican, you're a New York Rican. New York Rican, you're still giving him the Rican part, so he has to be Puerto Rican. You know, right. That's it, T-Bone. Whatever is in your DNA is what you are, regardless of where you were born. Thank you. So, for all my Puerto Rican people in Puerto Rico that are watching this right now, you got to get it right. Regardless of where you're born, Puerto Rico or here in the United States, if you are, hold on, okay, I'm going to bring my man in. If you are of that race from mother and father, that's who you are. So, folks, I got my man Danny Hall here in the building. Talk show host, great guy. We're gonna meet right here to see what he has to say about this. Danny Hall, what's
What's
up?
up, my man?
Welcome to the show.
What's happening, people? Good to see y'all, man. Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Donnie, you know, I wanted to bring you here because you know you talk boxing, and you'll be having boxers also on your show. I watch your show. You have some great people there. Um, Tell me what's your opinion on the Canelo and Edgar fight? If you're on point with what's happening.
Okay. Look, man, I'm great to be on your show. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you for letting me come on and be a part of what you're doing today. Um, and it's a great topic. Great topic. Uh, my opinion, number one. Let's address the first thing first.
you. Okay.
The bloodline, history. Uh, if if you're a Puerto Rican, no matter where you're at. You know what I'm
Thank
saying? No
you.
matter You're from South America, uh, China. It doesn't matter because blood is in your blood. Just you can never deny that in any person, in any race, uh, and that's first and foremost. Uh, that's how I look at that. Even myself. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to say this. Uh, People, somehow we are being called Africans.
Right.
Um, let me.
Okay.
Hello, T Bone. What's up, my man? Let me change that. I'm a black. I'm not an African. Africans are different.
Okay.
They have um, different backgrounds, different things that they do. Um, Black people or black people. That's what we are.
Okay.
I wasn't born in Africa. You see,
Right.
I wasn't. My mother's. We don't have that descent.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was born first. So don't get me wrong. I have nothing against Africa, but I'm a
Right.
black man. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I go with that. But anyway, now the
Okay.
fight.
No, no, no. That's interesting. Wait. Don't, wait. That's interesting because so if you're not African American, right? Then where do black people come from?
Where do black people come from?
Yes,
Black
because
people
you're
come
saying you're
from
not
the
African, right? So where did your ancestors come from? I mean, is there like a line, or because from what I know, black people, right, that are not from Africa, that were born in the States, from being colonized, being brought here in slave ships, right,
yeah,
became
yeah. I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying.
became black Americans. So
Africa is a different region.
okay, so
They're not
I want to get knowledge. I want to get
the
knowledge of
same as a black man. Uh,
okay.
if you go back in time, and we're just going to speak on this for a short period. If you go back in time, it was a black woman or a black man that was a slave. It wasn't an African.
Okay.
It wasn't an African. It was a black man. If you know, if you look at, so I don't have nothing against Africans or anything, but there's a difference there. Uh, I don't date an African. I date black women.
Right.
That's
Okay. Oh,
just me. You
right.
dig
I
what I'm
get
saying?
it. I get that. I get that. I get that, Donnie. But so so from what bloodline do you come from? If it's not Africa, because you're saying you're not African, you're Black American. So is there two different types of blacks? I mean, is there
What
like black and
what
African? Like what's the difference?
what's the difference is it's okay. There's a lot of difference because they don't they don't believe in what we believe in. They don't
Okay.
eat what we eat. You know what I'm saying? They don't uh, believe in certain things that we believe in.
Okay.
So even though they have the same color, the tone is a little different.
Right.
The way they act are different to me. You
Right.
know,
No, and to me too. And to me
it's
too,
so
because
many
I can tell.
different
Yeah.
things there.
Right.
Uh, you know, uh, 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 when I look at them, they separate themselves from us.
Right. Yeah, I see
And
that too.
I don't know, if people notice that, but I do.
Yeah.
Uh,
I see it.
they don't believe in certain things like we believe in.
Right.
When it comes to their women, when it comes to their children, it's just totally different. So
Okay.
I
So let
don't
me
categorize myself as an African because there's too many differences there.
okay.
Where that
So
come from? I'm gonna tell you where it comes from.
okay.
That comes from, and you're wrong, it comes from the white people. That's where it comes from. If you go back We never, when I was 13, 12 years old, I never, all I heard was black people. I never heard nothing about no Africans.
Me neither. I grew up with black people. Okay, my brothers, because Puerto Rican and black people been like this since I can remember. We was one here and in New York. We was one. And I never heard about Africans till I started getting older, and they started to come in, and I noticed the difference on the shade color. I noticed the difference in the speaking. I noticed the difference on the way the culture was different. So now I'm gonna ask you this: you think it's because the blacks were brought up here that the culture is different?
Yeah,
Instead
yeah.
of
There's a lot of difference in the culture. What we do, how we
I
do.
can tell the difference from a black African here. I mean, a black American than a African American that comes. The culture is different. I know that. But what I'm trying to get to is the bloodline the same, even though you guys are different? Like cultures is
Yes,
different. Is the bloodline still coming from Africa?
it's a lot of difference between the black and the African. It's like say for instance, and we're going to touch on we can move further, but if a black woman marries an African,
Right.
it's just totally different, and it's just it doesn't work for the black female, and I noticed that over through the years, and
Yeah.
I'm just that's what I noticed because that's what I hear the feedback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just yeah. T-Bone says a black man is just not from Africa. It's just totally different. It is. It's totally.
Right.
I
So,
don't
but
know why these people call us African Americans because we're not African Americans. We are black.
right.
So yeah, I just want to put that out
Yeah, but this is interesting because I want to know because I always thought
there.
that black people and African people, even though they're different cultures, are the same from the same motherland. Only that the ones that were here or came here first got customized of the American way. That's why they so different and don't get along
Well,
and are different in so many ways because the ones that were here were, if it's fair to say, were more Americanized than they were, and that's where I see the difference. Like I can tell,
well, it's just like a Mexican and a Puerto Rican.
right?
There's a difference there. You're not the same.
No, we speak the same language,
Speak
but
right.
we're not the same.
You're not the same.
Right, right,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
You're not the
But
same.
okay. I get that, but I know where my like my bloodline. It's not the same as the Mexicans. You see what I'm saying? It's not the same, but
Right.
we speak the same language because the colonizers, Spain and all those, came there and they learned the language. But they're Indians. So am I, right? Um.
Yeah,
So
we speak the similar language as the Africans. We
right.
understand what they're saying. With the line different. You know what I'm saying? When
Hmm.
it comes down to it, when it boils down, there's a line that is different for us and them. You know, and
Yeah.
that's how I look. Yeah, that's how.
Okay.
But
So
you want
right. So if someone says to you, Donnie, you're African American, how do you take that? Do you take that offensive, or you just
I
say,
tell
well,
no, I don't take it. What I say to them, I'm not from Africa.
right? Okay.
I'm not from Africa because it's a whole different country. I'm not from that country.
Right.
I'm United States born and bred.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm
But
saying?
that's what I'm saying to my people. Like I wasn't born in Puerto Rico. But my parents are Puerto Rican, born and raised in Puerto Rico. I wasn't born there, but my bloodline is Puerto Rican. So they saying that I'm not Puerto Rican because I wasn't born in Puerto Rico. But what does that matter? My bloodline, my DNA is from from my mom and my pops that were born there. So that makes me Puerto Rican, right?
You're Puerto Rican. I don't care where you're born. If you're from Puerto Rican, that's where you birthed at. You're Puerto Rican.
Right, but I'm not birthed there. I wasn't birthed there. I was birthed here. So they call us
Okay,
New
you
York
sure.
Ricans.
It doesn't matter.
Hey, thank you.
It
That's the
it
point why it doesn't matter.
doesn't it doesn't matter. If
Right.
you're
So
born over here in the States, you're born over here in the States, and you got the bloodline of Puerto Rican, you're still Puerto Rican. You can't
right.
change that. That's the blueprint. You can't change that.
That's what I'm saying.
You can
So
never
that
change the bloodline.
right. So
So
Donnie, that's my
people,
argument. Yeah.
you got to understand that. It's in your blood. You
Right.
think what I'm saying?
Yeah. Social media always makes it worse. It's true. And that was my fight with my own people that and there's this thing going back and forth that they say we're New York Ricans ain't Puerto Ricans because we're not born in our country, but it doesn't matter. That's like you said. You're
Oh,
black,
hold
right?
on. I get
Whatever
that.
wherever your bloodline
Good.
comes
Echo,
from,
yo. Yeah, let me see. Change. It's on my end.
that's who you are.
Oh, no. Hold on a minute. Let's try it. Okay, here we go. We're good. We're good. But look, I just want to speak on the fight. I just want to just my. I like the fight. Uh, Canelo, superior fighter. Uh, he is the uh, cash cow, shall I say, as Floyd Mayweather was. I want to say that Egler, I can't say his name right.
Edgar Balanga.
Uh, young guy. Um, it's going to take everything that he's got, that he's learned to defeat Canelo.
Yes.
I like Berlanga. I like him a lot. I just hope that he walks the walk as he talks the talk. He
Right.
faces a man that's been through it all and all top winners for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Uh, I hope that he wins. But the betting odd favorites is Canelo. Who I'm going with, I'll let you know after the fight.
I like that. Now, and I say this, right? I love boxing. I've been following Canelo for 15, 20 years. I'm a fan of his. I am. I'm not going to sit there and say jump ship because he's fighting one of my people. But I go with Edgar. One is because I got to support my people, right? I'm a big supporter of my people. Even though I love Canelo, and I think that Canelo has a 70% chance that he can win this fight, right? Edgar is a young fighter. He's ambitious. He's hungry. He's powerful. He's fast. He's taller, longer reach. So he has some advantage over Canelo. Now, like you said, Canelo has experience, and that counts. And he's also a powerful hitter. He's a southpaw.
I want to say this, and then I'm gonna close it out.
Okay.
You remember when Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo? Canelo, uh, Berlanga is in the same position that Canelo was against Floyd.
Yeah.
Same position. Hopefully, he can win Berlanga. Just remember, Canelo knows what he uh, had messed up on. He fought.
Yeah.
Take Remember that.
All right, I want to thank you for coming on the show and giving me your opinion on this. Thank you so much, and have a good day, folks. It's my man Danny Hall. Make sure you guys follow him. He has a great show, a great guy, down to earth, man, and make sure you guys follow him. Check out his show.
Appreciate you, Victor.
Thank you, appreciate you more. Thank you for coming on. Yeah, folks. So there go. That's Danny Hall. That was his opinion, and we got to respect that. And I see a lot of you guys comments here, and none of you guys are right, none of you guys are wrong. It is what it is. I was just trying to put up a point about, just wanted to make a point to my people in Puerto Rico, because I love my people, I love my island, and when they come here, we receive them the same way they receive us when we come over there, but to say that a New York Rican is not Puerto Rican because he's not born in Puerto Rico, it's not fair. It's not fair. Now I see if you mixed, if you're Puerto Rican, you mix with something else, then I can see someone say something like that. But even though you say something like that, he still got Spanish in him, and you represent who you are. In my opinion, I can't hear and say T-Bone is not. Well, I'm not even going to use African American because I want to make sure I don't say the wrong thing. But that okay, let's just say that he's not African American because he was born here in the States. Okay, he may not be African American because he wasn't born in Africa, but maybe his bloodline comes from Africa. His parents came from Africa, and his parents just landed here, came over here, and he got Americanized and learned the slang, learned how to speak different from the Africans that live there. Right now, he's over here. He's Black American, and the Africans in Africa, right? Yeah, they're gonna look different. Yeah, they're gonna sound different. They're gonna eat different foods. Their culture is gonna be different. But where does the blood come from? And that's what matters. Exactly. So, Carrie, that's my thing. Like, so, I don't know if you're Irish, Carrie, or, Italian, or, whatever race that you are, right? If your parents both come from the same place, right? But you wasn't born there in the country, that doesn't make you not Italian or not Irish because you wasn't born in Ireland or Italy or whatever country you're from. You was born in the States, but that's the bloodline you carry. So how can I say, oh, Carrie, you're not Italian because you wasn't born in Italy, or Carrie, you're not Irish because you wasn't born in Ireland? No, your parents are both from Ireland. So what does that make you? Like, I don't get it. So this is the point I'm trying to make to my people, because it's a back and forth thing with New York Ricans and Puerto Ricans from Puerto Rico. It's nonsense. It's stupidity. And if you ask me, it's jealousy. What's up, Avi Klein, my man TK in the building. Avi, we're talking about some things here, okay? We're talking boxing with Canelo and Edgar. That's coming up on September 14th. And, I obviously go for Edgar because he's from, he's from the islands. of Puerto Rico, and he is from New York. So even though I love Canelo, I've always been a fan of him. But on this fight right here, I gotta switch. I gotta switch and support my people because it's the right thing to do. Everybody has their opinion. That's just the way I see it. Right now, the thing, Avi, is that the problem is that I'm seeing in social media and even people from my island saying that Bagaza is not Puerto Rican because he wasn't born in Puerto Rico. That's their opinion. But in my eyes, right, Avi, if you're Italian, I'm going to say it again, said it like 3 to 4 times already. Avi, if you're Italian or you're Irish or whatever you are, right? If your parents let me say it like this. If your parents are Italian, your mom and your pop, right? And they were born in Puerto Rico and Italy, but you was born here in the States, how are you not Italian? Because your parents are Italian, the bloodline is Italian, but because you wasn't born in Italy, you're not Italian? Make it make sense to me, Avi. Please. Yeah, we are talking it out. This ain't about, who's on what team or what team. I just want to see if what I'm thinking and what I'm saying makes sense, because I just don't understand my people saying that a person that's born in New York, right, and not born in my island in Puerto Rico, you're not Puerto Rican. How am I not Puerto Rican if my parents are Puerto Rican, my aunt's Puerto Rican, my whole bloodline is Puerto Rican? I was just born in the States. I wasn't born in the island. So I'm just trying to make it make sense. And so I got to ask you guys that are not Puerto Ricans to see if you guys agree. No one is 100% offended. No. And right, because I'm not 100% Borinquen. I'm also Taino, which is Indian. That runs in my blood. So I am mixed, You're right. You're right, T-Bone. Yeah, I agree 100%. Yes, because I am I got African American blood in me as well. So yeah, I Carrie, you're adopted. Okay, well, you need to find out, Carrie, what's your bloodline? Watch out now. What's up, James? My man. James in the building, great artist. Make sure you guys follow James Harrison. He's always cooking bacon on his live, okay? The only guy I know on social media that's always got a bacon sandwich. Right. Exactly. No one is better than nobody else. That's right. And and it's not that they feel like they're better than us. They just feel like we're not Puerto Ricans. That's what they, some of them are saying in my island, that we're not true Puerto Ricans because we're not born in the island. But it don't matter if I'm born in the island or born out here in the States. That's what my blood is pushing. So how can you say that? And I think that's just ignorance. Yeah, Avi. So, so that's, we was talking about the boxing, and then, also talking about the fact that my people in Puerto Rico in the island were saying that Edgar Baganza is not a true Puerto Rican because he wasn't born there. So I'm just trying to make the point that he is Puerto Rican, regardless of him not being born in Puerto Rico, because his parents, his father, his mother, his aunts, his uncles are all Puerto Ricans. That runs in his blood. So how can you say that you're not 100% Puerto Rican because you wasn't born in the island? I just don't understand that. You are Italian or you are Irish, regardless of being born in Ireland or born here in the States. You're still an island guy. You're still an Italian. Okay, that's my point. Yes, true. And I know my bloodline. I'm mixed. I'm mixed. I got a lot of mixture in me. You know. Thank you, Donnie. And that's all. That's all. I'm not trying to start no beef. I'm not trying to start no, nothing between nobody. I'm just trying to make a point. That it don't matter, man. It just really don't matter where you're born. If you're born in your country, in Ireland, or if you're born here in the United States, if you're Irish, you're Irish. Period. That's just the way it is. Thank you, James. And that's all I wanted to know. Was I making sense? That's it. I love my people in my island, and I support them 100%. But when you start talking nonsense like that, then I get edgy, because why are you judging? What gives you the right to judge someone that was born in the States, to tell them that they're not from the islands? No, that they're not who they say they are because they wasn't born in the island. Now, how ignorant does that sound? And I'm sorry, my people, if you guys are watching me, and you guys are, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat nothing, because this show isn't about sugar cane. It's about talking the truth, and I say it like it is, like it or not. Born in the United States, born in Puerto Rico. It don't matter if you're Puerto Rican, your mother and your father Puerto Rican, your aunt, your sister, your uncles, you're Puerto Rican. Period. I love you too, T. That's what's up. Yeah, James, you laughing at the bacon. I know. You probably sitting over there eating a sandwich right now with a whole lot of bacon. That's right. And I agree with you, Carrie, 100%. That would never change. That can never change. You are who you are, regardless of where you're born. You know, that's just the bottom line. So I just wanted to talk to you guys that are not my race, to see if I was bugging or was I making sense of what I'm saying. And a lot of you are agreeing to what I'm saying. So I'm saying my people that say that are bugging. Okay? They're bugging. And that's all I'm saying. You can't tell me I'm not Puerto Rican. I am 100%, among other, bits of blood that I have in me from other races, and I'm more Puerto Rican because that's, you know, um, uh, my blood. That's the highest, Borinque and Taino, coming from the island. Then I got black in me and I got Espanol in me. You know, 20% here, 10% here, 5% here, and then 60% of the majority is from Taino, from my island. You know, So if you're telling me that I'm not Puerto Rican because I wasn't born in Puerto Rico, then why is my blood running the same way as you guys up there in Puerto Rico? Why do we got the same blood? Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to start no beef. I ain't trying to start nothing. I'm just saying. The only difference between you guys in the island and us out here is that we speak English very well, and we have some swag. I'm not saying that you guys don't got swag, but it's a different swag, you know. But at the end of the day, we're the same. Thank you, Donnie. That's the only difference. You know what I'm saying? Is that we're more Americanized than you guys. That's the only difference, you know. But we're the same. We're the same people, man. So stop the nonsense. Stop saying that we're not Puerto Ricans because we're not born in Puerto Rico. That makes no sense. None at all. Please, folks. you know, Thank you, T-Bone. I'm just trying to make a point, man. Because a lot of them in Puerto Rico, there's this guy that's some Spanish guy named Gallo. He got like a talk show, and he was talking bad about Edgar, like, oh, you ain't never been here in Puerto Rico. You're not Puerto Rican. You ain't never set a foot here. Talking really bad about Edgar. And that moved me the wrong way because I'm like, wait a minute, how can you sit there being Puerto Rican, talking to another Puerto Rican the way you're talking to him? You know what I'm saying? And saying that Canelo's going to beat him up, that he goes for Canelo. And that's fine. You can choose whoever you want to choose, Gallo. But to say that Edgar's not Puerto Rican because he wasn't born in Puerto Rico, you're wrong. You're a straight clown in my book. All right. Real talk. And if you want to go a couple of rounds with me in the ring, you can. Tune in Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on The People's Show. That's the link. Facebook.com, event at Bill, Stand Stop, Matchmaker, Manager, Boom Boom. That's Donnie Hall's link to his show. You guys can check him out. He's a great guy. Make sure you guys check him out. Love you more, Carrie. You always loved here. And I don't care where you from, where you at, what race you are. You still my sister and I love you. You know that. Of course, I said the same thing, man. It's the swiggity swag. You feel me? I'm saying I can speak both languages very well. We got the ill swag, okay? Not saying that they don't got swag. They got their swag, but it's not like our swag, okay? So, I'm just saying, I just want to know why those people feel that way about New York Ricans, I remember going to Puerto Rico when I was younger, right? When I was 16, 17 in those days, and I used to go there with my swag. They didn't like me. They didn't like me because they thought I was too cocky. They thought, that the way I spoke, like, oh, he don't want to speak Spanish. He think he's American. I am American, but I am Spanish too. I just haven't practiced the Spanish like you guys because where I'm from, they don't really speak it that much when I was younger, but I do know the Spanish. I know how to read, write it, comprehend it. You feel me? I do it all. And I went to school in Puerto Rico. Luis Muñoz Marín, en Cagua, Puerto Rico. Y yo soy de Sabarona. Y tengo casa allá también, para que lo sepa. ¡Huepa! You know what I'm saying? You too, Carol. You too. Exactly. You know, so you know, I I just feel sad, T Bone, because it's my people, you know, and I love my people in the island and anywhere in the United States. I love my people, and I couldn't say so. I couldn't say no ignorant thing like that. I just can't, because that's ignorant to tell someone you're not who you are because you're not born in the island. They need to check themselves. That's very disrespectful to tell someone, especially a upcoming fighter, you know, that wants his people to back him up, right? Because he's fighting not just for the state, he's fighting for the people in Puerto Rico, and a lot of them are turning their back on him. That's sad. But I guarantee you this: if he wins this fight, those people will be celebrating in Puerto Rico. I bet you they'll be celebrating the same ones that said that he wasn't going to win. The same ones that said he ain't Puerto Rican because he was are going to be celebrating because he got a victory. Okay, it's that's just facts, and I know that's going to happen. You're welcome, Donnie. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on. It was nice having you on here, buddy. Yeah. Carrie, get with T-Bone. You too, Carol. Love you, girl. Stay boricua. Carol Garcia, stay boricua, mama. Oh boy, that's not good. That's not good, Carrie. Okay. So you're Spain, Spaniel, and Puerto Rican. Susan Victoria. Yeah. Okay. Puerto Rico and my grandmother was born in Spain. Okay. Yeah. So you're Spain Rican. You're Spain Rican. You're not Puerto Rican. Yeah, all right. Yeah, right. That's my son trying to be funny. Yeah, right, Cookie. I'm a Muslim. Yeah, I'm a like assalamu alaikum. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Carrie. That's right. She is alive, and that's all that matters. You know, and you know, and you got to spend those times that matter with her now. You know that she's alive, um, because you know you never know. You never know what's gonna happen, and and you gotta share those moments with your mom, Carrie, as much as you can. Donnie Hall smiling. You know, you laughing at when I said assalamu alaikum? Hmm. Salaikum assalam. My brothers, man. I've been around, Donnie. I've been around my brothers a lot, man. You know, all types of brothers. Muslims, you know, black Americans, Africans, I've been around them all. But I grew up with black Americans and Puerto Ricans all my life. You know, that's why they say that Puerto Ricans and blacks we're so similar. We're the only two races, right? We're the only two races that call each other the N-word. We're the only two races that call each other the N-word. That's because we won. You know, I heard Akon, the rapper Akon, say that on a show with Noriega. He's like, man, Puerto Ricans and blacks are like one, man. You know, we're the only ones that call each other the N-word. And it's true. It's true. And even when we talk, you know, we use the N-word. Yo, my dude. You know, it's all love. You know, but you know, thank you, Carrie. You know, it's funny. And then when you hear someone else say it from out the race, like Puerto Ricans are black, you be like, no, he just didn't say that. Oh, see, I remember back in the days in the early 70s and 80s when I was coming up, it was only black Americans and Puerto Ricans in New York and where I was coming up here in Boston. You know, there was really no other race around me but blacks and Puerto Ricans. And, you know, we grew up together. You know, we blacks and Puerto Ricans, man, been through it a lot. You know, in New York and here in certain parts of the world, you know, we've always been side by side. And that's why we're so similar. You know, in a lot of ways, you know, we got the same slang. You know, we got into the hip hop thing with them because we was around them all the time. You know, that's why we're part of hip hop too. Because we was always around him, you know, we was always together. So, you know, and it is funny because, like, I grew up with black Americans more than I did with my own people, because that was just the environment that I was in. Mostly more black than Latinos. I mean, there was Latinos, but mostly majority were blacks. So I grew up with them. So, you know, it's funny because sometimes, like, when I talk on the phone to people and I'm like, hey, what's up? And they don't know who I am. They'll be like, you know, are you am I black? I'm like, I got black in me, but I'm not black American. If that's what you're asking me, they'll be like, oh, but you sound like you're black American. I said, no, that's because I hang around them too much. But I do have, you know, of course I have black in me. My grandfather was black. You know, he was brought here from overseas. And he landed in Puerto Rico, met my grandmother. My grandmother was Taína, Indian. And then they had my mom, you know, and my mom had Afro hair. Like when I had hair, my hair was an Afro. My hair wasn't good hair. I had an Afro, like thick Afro. My hair was like this. Okay, I look like Disco Kid. Okay. And so, you know, I love every race, man. That's, you know, I was brought up like that, to love everyone and respect everyone, as long as they respect me. And so I don't see color. I don't see none of that. You know, you treat me right, I treat you right. You give me respect, I give you respect. To me, we all brothers and sisters, regardless of your culture, regardless of your color, we all the same. And that's just how I see it. But when you start talking crazy or talking about things that don't make sense in my presence, then I'm gonna say something. Because if it don't make sense to me, I'm pretty sure it doesn't make sense to a whole lot of you guys. So this is why I made the show today, to talk about the fight and talk about, you know, what my people are doing to this young man Edgar Balanga, which is a Puerto Rican from New York, born and raised in New York, but still got the blood of, Puerto Rican, and my people in the island are saying that he's not. So that rubbed me the wrong way. So I just wanted to come here and clear that air out with people that are not my race to see if I'm bugging by saying what I'm saying, or am I right? That's it. I'm not starting no beef. I'm not, I'm not choosing no sides. I'm just trying to make a point here. Okay, well, remind me, D Hall and T Bone, so I can log in and check it out. You love Akon? Yes, me too. I love Akon. He's a phenomenal singer. Jungle music. Okay. Yeah, it's always been us, T Bone. It's always been us. When the other culture started to come in, and when the other culture started to come in when I was younger, like Dominicans and Haitians, I didn't know about them till I got like really older. It was always been black and Puerto Ricans. That's all I knew. There, anywhere I went to, it was only blacks and Puerto Ricans. If there was Haitians, if there were Jamaicans, and there were Dominicans, you couldn't see them. They were nowhere in sight. Okay, not where we was at. They came after. They came after years later. I'm not saying they weren't there, but they wasn't the majority in New York or out here. We were the majority, blacks and Puerto Ricans. Okay, that's when hip hop started. When hip hop first started, created by blacks, and then Puerto Ricans, were part of that. That's why it's only blacks and Puerto Ricans, because we were the only ones. You know what I mean? There were Jamaicans there too, but there were very little of them. We was the majority. See, I don't know, man. It's been like that forever, brother. It's I never got that. But I asked myself that question. But that's with some people, okay? Okay, but I get what you're going with that. I get it 100%. T1. Okay, and that's a good point. Some racist people. Let's just talk about it, because you got me. Some racist people, right? Caucasian racist people, because not all Caucasian people are racist. Let's put it that way. Not all Caucasian people are racist, but the racist ones, the ones that don't like people of color. They don't like us because of color or whatever reason. But yet, you hate because we are people of color, but why you at the beach trying to tan? That where T-Bone trying to get at. If you hate us so much and you hate our color, then why you at the beach trying to get tan? Now make that make sense. And I'm just talking to the racist people, because I love my Caucasian people. I love them because I got a lot of Caucasian friends, and they're awesome, and they're not even on that page. But for the ones that are, please explain that. T, you ain't right, brother. Okay, I put it out there for you, T. Right. And that's awesome. And this is what I'm saying, because not everyone is raised prejudiced. Caucasian people, Spanish people, black people. Listen, there's racism in my culture too. They they hate people of color, but we're colored. Okay, we come with all types of sauce. Okay, you got them Caucasian, of course, blacks. You got blacks that hate blacks. You know, so it's racism is everywhere in all cultures, not just Caucasians. But in all cultures, there's always racism. Yes, sir. Donnie Hall, my man, 50 grand. So T Bone will be on the show. Of course, there were a lot of racism growing up. Those are things that we grew up. I think that me growing up, because I seen racism, I seen it and I experienced it when I was coming up, and like I said, it was always blacks and Puerto Ricans together like this all day, every day. So when we used to go to like certain areas where there were Caucasian people, not all were bad, but some, and they wouldn't deal with my friends that were darker than me. They rather dealt with me because I was a little more light skinned. I mean, I'm darker now because of the sun, but when the winter, I look white. You know, I'm white. So they dealt with me, but they knew who I was. They knew I was Puerto Rican. I was not Caucasian, but they rather deal with me than my brothers. And that's when I started to know what racism was because they didn't treat them right. Like we went in the stores, they were like, "Hey, get out of the store," or if they wanted to buy something, they want to sell it to them. I started to see certain things, and then it happened to me too a couple of times, and it's a bad feeling. It's a bad feeling um, to be treated like that. You know, so me growing up with my parents not racist, and me growing up saying I'm not going to be that way. I'm not going to do what those people are doing to me to anyone because it's not a great feeling, you know. And I stuck with that. I stuck with that. That's why today I am who I am. Good, and that's the way it should be all the way around the world, Kerry. That's the way it should be. You should see nothing but a person in front of you, regardless if they purple, green. Well, if they're purple or green, then we might we might have to check who they are. They could be, aliens or something. But if they look like you, then there shouldn't be no problem as a person. Look at them the same way as you. I agree. You're welcome, brother. We speak the facts here, man. It is tough. It is tough for us people of shades, color. It's always been like that. It's still like that. It's just a little bit more of um, behind the scenes type of thing now, but it still exists. In jobs and certain places you go, even in the industry. They really, really, really have to like you or see something in you to let you in the circle. It's tough. That's good, Carrie. You was brought up by good parents or foster parents. You can tell that they were, they seen everybody as equal. You know, you coming with a surprise guest. Okay, I like surprises. Definitely. Was I allowed to date other? Yeah, I dated. I dated Spanish women. I dated white women on the low low, and not from my parents or from my friends, but from their parents. You know, like her parents, my Caucasian girlfriend's parents didn't want her with people my color, but we dated. You know, and one day, you know, they caught us, and she got a beating so bad that I left her because of it. I got scared for her. I said, like, we can't see each other because your parents might end up killing you. You know, she got a really, really bad beat. She didn't come to school for a whole week. And I got scared for her. But yeah, I was allowed to date. I dated black women. I got two babies. My two oldest daughters are black. So I got my two oldest daughters are black. I got two Spanish daughters. I got four daughters. Two are black, and two are Spanish. Yeah, and then my boys. You know, yeah, I was. There was no racism in my house. My mom didn't care. All my mom used to say was, as long as you're happy and you don't start no stuff, you're good to go. And she loved them all the same. She treated the Caucasian girl the same way she treated my Spanish girlfriends and my black girlfriends. Everyone in my house treated them the same. They ate in my house. We went out, you know. With the Caucasian one, we didn't really go out places because, you know, I was afraid of her parents or people seeing her with me and then she get in trouble. But with my black girlfriends and Spanish, we went everywhere. We went everywhere. Yeah, T, you know the vibes. Yeah, Suzanne, of course. My parents weren't racist, man. My parents, like Kerry said, my parents seen people for who they were. That's it. It wasn't no, you know, and tell you when I went to school, I went to the Martin Luther King School. Okay? How black can that be? Okay? I went to the Martin Luther King School from the 8th grade to the 12th grade. Okay? So that tell you where I was at. Okay? And when I was in middle school, I was in the Harlan School. It was a mixture of blacks and Latinos. Very, very, very little Caucasians were going to those schools because I grew up in a black and Latino neighborhood. I don't know what Kerry's comments didn't come out, but you know, folks, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys tonight and just kind of see what your opinion was about. You know, we got into a lot of different other subjects, but that's good to talk about, you know, because it's healthy. You know, we're not bashing anybody. We're just talking and just kind of seeing where everybody was at when they were growing up and how it was for them growing up in neighborhoods, and you know, and I'm sure there were a lot of Caucasian people that wanted to date out of their race, but they couldn't because their parents were racist towards people of color. But nowadays it's overrated. You know, now they're like, it's a different millennium. We can date anybody of color now. Okay, they like, man, we ain't listening to Papa Mom. We want to date this. We want some flavor in our life. We got some new flavor in your ear. I got some Latin flavor in your ear. Okay, We give them Caucasians the salsa, mami. Ay, que no que quiere estar contigo. They hear that salsa, they be like, ooh, papi. Teach me that. Oh boy, I kill myself. That's a beautiful mixture. Caucasian and Latinos. That's ay, mommy. Come and talk to me. I really want to know your name. Carrie. Yeah, this and see this why I love my show, because it's all about love, truth, and facts. Either love it or hate it. We gonna kick the facts in. Yeah, I know I know I'm nuts, but I'm good nuts though, T-Bone. I'm good nuts, but listen. In my time, I did a lot of dating. Dated so many women in my life, I lost count. Right, all races except Vietnamese. Those that type of race. Chinese, I didn't date. I dated Russian women, Caucasian women, Italian, Irish, definitely blacks, a lot of black women, a lot of Latinas, and I came to the conclusion that they're all nuts. They're all nuts. That's why I'm single today. Some just don't know what they want. I mean, they'll take you for a roller coaster ride, I tell you. Okay? And I love my women. I just can't put up with them. No? Really, Carrie? What you dated? Latinos? You dated salseros? You like it the Goya beans? Huh? You had that Latin flavor in you, huh? You had that Latin flavor in your ear. Yes, I can agree. 100%, 1,000%, I'll have to say. I need to come up with a book. What would I call it, T-Bone? What would I call it? Women Insane. Oh boy, I tell you, listen, man, it's a losing thing. It's a losing battle. I know we come from that cloth. If you're 80s baby, you come from that cloth, nuts. Okay? If you're 80s or 70s baby, you come from that cloth. Oh, shoot, Kenny. You crazy for more? Salsera, huh? Easy, killer. Easy. Okay? I know the Latin flavor is catchy. Especially if you got a good one. Okay? For real. Good name for the book. Oh, Don Vic, crazy for more. Oh no. Now, if that's the name of the book, I don't want it. Listen. I had too much experiences. Some were good, but some weren't. This is, yeah, me with a caution. Yes. Oh, you remember that? Girls Gone Wild. that was a crazy fucking show. Yeah, Rick Gone Wild, Triple X edition. T-Bone, you ain't right. Like mysterious man. Okay, that's great. So your husband now, Susan, is he Caucasian or is he Latin or is he or or is he like Ken Allen from the dark side? Ah, Susan. Listen, relationships are good, guys. Relationships are good, but you know, on both sides, men and women, you know, some play too many games, some ain't ready for it. Um, I just don't got time to be playing with nobody. You know, if we're gonna do something, we're gonna do it. If we're not gonna do it, then just say so. Don't play with me. Because as soon as I see you playing, I'm gonna cut you off. Cut you off my phone, cut you off. All connections are off. And I don't give opportunities. I don't go back for a second time. I ain't got time to play. So if you want to play, you play by yourself. I'm not playing. You know, because you got to look at this sometimes. You come into a point in your life where you grown. You know, you grown. You're a grown man. You're a grown woman. Ain't no room for playing. Ain't no room for mistakes. Having you learned in your past relationships what not to do? Like sometimes I ask myself, is there any common sense in some of these women and some of these men? Like you go through things in life so you can learn from them and become better and move on. Not to keep repeating it in every relationship that you get into. Like not everybody's on that page. You feel what I'm saying? So when I talk to someone or I feel like I want to talk to someone, they better be on their right page because I'm not gonna repeat myself. I'm not gonna go through what I did in the past with someone that's already in their 40s and or early 50s. Like if you ain't got your priority straight on how to treat a man or conversate or or express yourself, then listen, I'm not your guy. Facts. I don't you know it's just too much things that I've been through in life that I don't want to go through and repeat now that at my age. Like if you don't know where you stand, if you don't know where you want to go or where you're going, then don't get in relationships. If you're not over your last relationship, don't get into a new relationship. You got to come in clean slate. Leave all that stuff behind you. And if you can't, then don't get in a relationship because all you're going to do is destroy the one that you're trying to get into. Okay? Because you might have a good man and because of or a good woman, and because of your nonsense and because of your insecurity and because of the way you're thinking, you're going to lose the person. And a real man ain't going to give you a second opportunity. Facts. A real man ain't going to do that. A real man ain't going to put up with your nonsense. You know why? Because a real man wants peace. And that's where I'm at. If you can't give me peace, you can't give me loyalty, you can't give me 100% of you, then I don't want it. Because I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that. And if you can't meet me there, if you can't meet me half and half, then forget about it. I'm good on my own. I do good on my own. I really don't need a partner to do good. And not because I need one, that's a choice, you know. You know my stand. Yeah, so it's folks, so men and women, if you're tired of having relationships fail, then maybe you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself, why are they failing? What am I doing wrong that they failing? Or maybe it's because you're picking the wrong guy all the time. You know, you're not picking with your heart. You're picking with what you see. You know, you're picking the man with what you see instead of picking him from the heart. You know, getting to know him, see how good, you know, not because he looks good, not because he's flashy wearing jewelry, he got nice clothes, not because he's driving a Bentley or a Mercedes. You know, some of you women pick the men for the wrong reasons. And then when they cheat on you, you know, you get mad. Well, that's what you chose. That's what you was looking for. You wasn't looking for a good man. You was looking for a pimp or a player. Okay? So if you're looking for a pimp and a player, then expect the outcast of that. Okay? Because if you're looking for a man, real good men, a lot of them stay in the house, man, because they know there ain't nothing out there. You know, good men work, they mind their business, they're out of the way, they're not in bars, you know, they're at home. You know, they're taking care of business. They planning, they creating. You know, that's what real men do. You know, they're chasing the bag. They're not out there chasing women. They're out there chasing a dream. Yeah. Hmm. Right. Right. You know, it's hard, man, because it's just, you know, a lot of men and women pick their partners for the wrong reasons. You know, and I always said this. I'd rather have someone with class than looks. I don't care if you're a model, if you got a banging body, if you ain't got no hustle, you ain't got no goal, you ain't got no dream, you just a bird. I don't want that. I want a woman that's creative, a woman that's ambitious, and a woman that can sit there and support you to grow and get bigger together. That's what I want. And that gives me peace. It's not constantly calling you, where you at, where you doing, who you with, why you dressing like that, why you putting on cologne, or where you going. Like, what type of relationship is that? If you're gonna get a relationship to start asking those questions, which are insecure questions, then you shouldn't be in a relationship. I don't care who you with. Once you start asking questions like that, then you're insecure and nothing but bad is gonna happen after that. You know, you have to be sure of who you with, you know, because if you're not sure, you're just going by looks and what they they are driving and they are carrying, then man, you lost in the sauce. And there's a lot of women like that, you know. Oh, my boyfriend just got this, my boyfriend just bought this, my boyfriend is, yeah, but your boyfriend is cheating right on you right now with your best friend while you over here talking to your girls. He's over there doing his thing because that's what you chose. You feel me? Boy, I tell you, it's a hard world. It's a hard world we're living in, you know. And like, like I said, real men ain't got time for those type of games, and real women don't got time for those games either. Hold on. This is my good friend Bree. Thank you. Yeah, she sent me the link to come to the show on September 7th in New York for New York Fashion Week. You know, so yeah, folks, that's basically you know what a man want, man. A man wants peace. You know, and if you can give a man peace, you'll be surprised of what you guys can do together as partners. You know, um, don't bring baggages to your new relationships. A real man don't want a woman with baggage, just like a real woman that takes care of her business, that pays her bills, that don't depend on a man to pay for her light. I mean, to pay for her car insurance, to pay for that. Like a woman that she's like, I do my own thing. I take care of my own bills. But if you come into my life and you're willing to help me have, half and half, then that's a plus. That's that woman right there. You can't let go. Because a lot of women nowadays want you to pay for everything. Okay, but what are you bringing to the table besides your looks and your body? This is a different stage. This is a different millennium, man. That don't work no more. There's a lot of pretty women nowadays. There's a lot of good-looking guys nowadays. So if that's all you're offering a man, go on to switch that page and go on to the next page. Why you think I'm single, Susan? Why you think I'm single? Okay? It has to be. Nowadays, it has to be 50-50. If you can't meet 50-50, forget about it. Listen, I can do bad by my damn self, just like I can do good by myself. But if I can do good and I'm doing good on my own, imagine if I get a partner that's willing to go 50-50 with me and build. Sky's the limit. Sky's ain't the limit, man. We go all the way up. But if you're here and you're here and you're not trying to meet me here, it's hard to move up when you're dragging. You got all this baggage that you got to carry up because your partner don't want to help you. Don't want to help you with nothing. Don't want to meet you. Don't want to meet you halfway with nothing. They just want you to here. While what are you doing? You're not bringing that into the table. So, a lot of women, a lot of men are waking up nowadays. Now it's not about, how pretty you look and all the real men ain't worried about that. Trust me and believe me, we ain't worried about that. There's plenty of beautiful women out there for a guy to worry about one. You know what I'm saying? You may have the looks, but if you ain't got the quality, forget about it. You can look good all you want. All you're gonna get is the same thing that you're looking for and you're pushing out. That's the same kind of guy you're gonna get. Yes, same as a woman, correct. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Okay, so you pay $3,000 on your own. So if you get a guy that comes into your life that's a good man and is willing to help you pay half of that, you should be great. You should be grateful for that. That he's willing to help you pay half. He's willing to give you half of what you're paying of rent, and half of whatever it is that you're going to the bills to be with you. That's like, you got to respect that. There's not a lot of men that do that. But if you get that, you got to honor that, respect that man. He don't have to do that. Or she don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we need to learn how to value our partners, you know? And I'm not saying that all relationships are always going to be good, because we got our ups and downs, and we got ups and downs and stuff, but you know when it's time to take care of business, you take care of business. Yeah, I get it. I'm on the same thing. I you know my monthly bills are probably a little bit more than that, but and I do it on my own. So you think if I get a woman in my life that's willing to help me, say, damn baby, you know what? I know you're going through this. I make good money. Let's split the bills. I gotta be grateful for that. You know, and I gotta acknowledge that she's willing to help me. That's a good woman. You know what I'm saying? She's willing to help me. She's not selfish. And you gotta see that. Some women think that some women and men think that they deserve for their partner to pay for everything just because. Because what? Because you're pretty, because you're cute, because you got a nice body, because you're a strong man, you got a nice whatever it is, that you don't have to do nothing. I have to pay for everything. I call those people bums. Okay, you can be as pretty as you want, but if you're not up to date with what you need to do and take care of yourself as a woman, you're a bum in my eyes. Yeah, yeah. But the degree comes out when you want to separate. But if you know what you have, you know, and say you want to separate, the right thing to do is, if you build something with your partner, if you both build something together, the right thing to do is split that half and half. Now, if you came into the relationship with already having your thing, I don't think you have the right to give no one nothing that they didn't help build with you. You know, that's why I don't believe in marriage, because in marriage, most of the time the guy loses everything and the woman gains everything, and she didn't put nothing on the plate besides sleeping with him. You know, and sometimes it goes both ways. Man or women, but it mostly happens to men. You know, they got houses, they got businesses, they get in a relationship with a woman, and all of a sudden she says, "Oh, let's get married." Why do you want to get married? The relationship is going well right now. You're living in my house, you're driving a car. They want to be secure. So why don't you secure yourself? Why would you want someone else's hard work to secure you? That's that ain't cool. You're kind of like playing game. You're playing the next person to take what they got so that you can live better, and that's stealing. You can ask me. you know and I don't believe in marriage, man. I would never get married. I don't care how fine you are. I don't care how much money you got. I would never get married. It's not my thing. We can live together as long as you want. We can live together for 20, 30 years, as much as you want. So whenever you decide you want to leave the house or you don't want to be with me, you just pack your stuff and go. We ain't got to worry about no paperwork. We ain't got to worry about me not wanting to sign the papers. You leave whenever you want. There's the door. Whenever you feel like you want to leave, there's the door. That's it. Just that simple. And that's fine, Carrie. And that's fine. If you can do it on your own, that's fine. And you need to, as a grown woman, you know, you need to be able to do things on your own. No one should depend on nobody to do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? And if you can do it on your own, then hey, you're in great shape. You know, You're in great shape. You don't need a man for anything. You pay him just for companionship. If you want companionship because sometimes you might feel lonely, that's fine. You can go out with a guy and have a couple of drinks and maybe go out watch a movie, have a dinner, but you don't have to live with the guy. If you got your own spot, you know, unless you guys, want to take it to the next step. I live alone. I like living the way I do, and if you know, I like my space and my freedom. So I date. If I date, we date, we go out, we eat, whatever, bam bam. I go home, you go home at the end of the night. Unless something's gonna happen, then either you're at my place or I'm at your place or we at a hotel, wherever it may be, it goes down. And then after that, you know, you go and I go until we decide if it's going to be serious, you know, then we decide what the next step is going to be. That's good. That's what I'm saying. Okay. That's great, Carrie. That's great. And sometimes you got to watch, man. Marriage is very tricky, right? Marriage is very tricky because you really don't know what your partner is really up to, man. You really don't know a person, man, and until you live under a roof. And I say this with men and I say it for women too. You just don't know. If someone is trying to position themselves in a way where they can take what you got so they can be positioned well, and then you end up with the shitty end of the stick. And I've seen it happen to some of my friends, girls and boys, where their partner, they were together for a while and their partner was like, oh, we need to get married. I don't want to be just your girlfriend. I want to get married. And all that time, she had a plan. The plan was, he was living. He had two houses, he had cars, he had a good bank account. He met her at a club, and she didn't have anything. She was just cute and had a nice body. That's it. That's all she was bringing. And she had a job, some type of job, but she really didn't have anything. And as soon as he got married, 2 years later, she wanted a divorce. She kept the house. She kept half his money. She kept the car. He had to pay her for alimony. This guy was about to jump out the window. Okay, now she's living large, and and he worked for everything. She didn't work for nothing, he did, but because they were married, he had to by law. So I think a lot of women and men are starting to pick up on these type of things. That's why a lot of people don't want to get married nowadays. They rather just date. They date, they go out, you go home, I go home, and that's that. Or they might live under the same roof, but they don't want to get married. Yeah, I do. It's not okay. It's not okay for man. It's not okay for a woman either. This goes both ways. I'm not just trying to, I'm not dogging no women or nothing like that. I'm speaking on both sides. Men do it and women do it. So, but what I see nowadays when I talk to my friends, and my friends, my buddies, and we talking in conversations like that come up. Listen, marriage doesn't even come up at all. And when it does come up, you see the guys like, nah, man, I ain't want to get married. Guys are afraid nowadays to get married, and it's because of what's happening, you know. And you know, it's not fair, man. If you're gonna get married for the right reasons, you know, not because you're trying to get over. And a lot of people are devious, man. People are devious like that. They got bad intentions and agendas. You know, they want to be right. How can I get right? Well, let me get married, and maybe I can take half of this shit, and I'll be all set for life. Man, when you thinking like that, you're a devious person. You're a devil. You know, and you know, I'll tell you the truth, man. The marriage for me is out the window. I'm not marriage material. Hmm. Just in case. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, you have to sometime in your life pay attention to what's going on and see what the game is, man, because you just don't know what the next person is thinking. You know, that's why relationships are very, very tough to have. Because when you meet someone for the first time, you like them for a reason. Something of that person attracted you, right? So you date them, you go out. Then after a long time period of time, they start to change, right? If they real, then that person you meet is always going to be the same person through your whole life. That same person, right? And that's the chance that everyone takes, men and women. You don't know if that person that you meet is going to be that same person you met when you first met them. Are they going to change in once you get married, or you know, are they going to treat you the same after a year? Um, you know, are we still going to do the same thing as the fight? You know, it's very hard to determine what your partner is going to be like in a year or two. You know, it's always good the first couple months because it's always fire. You know, you're attracted, your hormones are going everywhere. You know, this and that, and then all of a sudden things start to slow down, and you know, and things ain't going very well and stuff. And so, you know, you got to figure that out, and it's very difficult to, you know. But with that being said, you know, I'm glad we had this conversation. We can talk more about this on another time, you know, because honeymoon syndrome. Yeah, right, Carrie. Honeymoon syndrome. I tell you, keep it like that all year round. You know, but you know that's what it is. So, um, you know, just pay attention, you know, and be more aware of what you're doing or where you're trying to go, what you want to do, you know, because these things happen and they happen a lot. Love you too, and some people are still sleeping; they don't see it coming. So I'm just giving you that heads up so you don't sleep. You keep your head up, and the next person that comes into your life, make sure that they are 100% what you want and that they're bringing something to the table. If they can't meet you halfway, if they can't meet you halfway, if they ain't willing to go half and half, forget about it. Go on to the next, okay? Um, and with that being said, you know, I want to let y'all go. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for giving me you guys' opinion about the bloodline and about the fighting with Carmelo and Balanga. And to my people in PR, I love you guys, but y'all need to stop the nonsense about, you know, who's Puerto Rican and who's not because of the way or where you was born. You're Puerto Rican. If your blood is Puerto Rican, that's who you are. Period. Point blank. All right. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. You already know the vibes. Tune in next week. I'm gonna have some guests coming on the show. I will put up the flyers once I confirm the date. And tune in for some more news, okay? Love you guys. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow, Saturday. I might pop in with some other content. So tune in, all right? Peace, love, respect. I'm out of here. Y'all know the vibes. Wait a minute. I'm out of here. Peace.
Never stop, forget it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Same us for the way up, play the